You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network. I'm Nicholas Callis. These are your game recaps, standing updates, and league leaders from Tuesday, September the 1st, 2020. The Yankees and Red Sox played each other. 10-4 was the final score of this game, an AL East matchup. The Yankees came out on top. A big reason the Yankees won was the fact that they scored 6 runs right in the first inning, right at the start of the game. And they ended up winning by 6, so that inning was important for them. The Yankees also got out-hit by the Red Sox 10-9, and the Red Sox committed 3 errors in this game. James Paxton got the win, his 7th of the year, and Marcus Walding got the loss. The Rays and White Sox played each other. The Rays lost at home. 4-1 was the final of this game. The White Sox took the victory. It was close throughout different parts of this game. The Rays scored first in the 3rd, then the White Sox tied it at 1 in the 6th. The White Sox took the lead all in the 8th inning. Well, they took a big lead. Their 3-run lead in the 8th inning. They scored 3 in the top of the 8th inning, yielding the 4-1 final because neither team scored after that half inning. Dallas Keuchel got the win, Anthony Banda got the loss, and Alex Colome now has 36 saves on the season. The Tigers and Blue Jays played each other in what turned out to be a close game. 4-3 was the final. The Blue Jays scored no more than 1 run in any given inning that they did score, but they had a 4-inning scoring streak, which was pretty cool. The Tigers scored all 3 of their runs at the top of the 9th inning, gave the Blue Jays a bit of a scare at the Rogers Center, but the Tigers did not get that 4th run. They ended up losing this game by a run. Each team had 11 hits in this game, and each team was perfect on defense. Alex Manoah got the first win of his Major League career. Matthew Boyd got the loss, his 11th, and Ken Giles now has 37 saves on the season. The Royals and Athletics played each other. 5-4 was the final score of this game. The Royals came out on top. This was quite an offensive showing, and the Athletics even out hit the Royals 16-14, and the Athletics committed 2 errors as a team. Ian Kennedy got the win, Daniel Mengden got the loss, and Kevin McCarthy now has 2 saves on the season. This game took an extra inning to complete as well. The Athletics had tied it up in the 9th, and the Royals in the 10th inning scored a run that the Athletics could not respond to. The Rangers and Angels played each other. 8-1 was the final score of this game. The Rangers came out on top. This was an AL West matchup. The Rangers doubled the hit total of the Angels 14-7 and won this game by 7 runs. Corey Kluber got his 5th win of the season, and Tyler Glasnow is now 8-13. He got the loss. The Indians and Twins played each other. 8-7 the final score of this game. The Twins ended up winning. This was quite an offensive showing. The Twins had 12 hits compared to the Indians' 10, and each team had at least 1 inning where they broke out on offense. The Twins had a couple. They scored 2 in the 1st and 3 in the 5th, while the Twins scored 5 runs in the 5th inning. Devin Smeltzer got the win, Shane Bieber got the loss, and Tyler Duffy now has 19 saves on the season. The Marlins and Astros played each other. 6-4 was the final score of this game. The Marlins doubled the hit total of the Astros. 12-6 is that comparison, and the Marlins won by 2 runs. The Astros had an early lead. They scored 3 in the 3rd inning. It was 3-1 at that time, but then the Marlins took the lead back. They scored 4 runs at the top of the 5th inning. Each team put up a run after that point, but the 6-4 final resulted. Jordan Yamamoto got the win, his 9th of the year. Lance McCullers Jr. got the loss, and Brandon Kinsler now has 38 saves on the season. NL East baseball played between the Braves and the Nationals. 4-3 was the final score of this game. These are 2 teams that still have a chance to win the National League Eastern Division. This game took 11 innings to complete, but the Braves put up the go-ahead run at the top of the 11th, a run that the Nationals could not respond to. The Braves also out-hit the Nationals in this game 10-8. Chris Martin got the win, Will Harris got the loss, and Will Smith now has 45 saves on the season. The Rockies and Mets played each other. 7-1 was the final score of this game. The Mets had a much better offensive showing than the Rockies did. The Mets had 12 hits compared to the Rockies' 3, and the Rockies committed an error in this game while the Mets were perfect on defense. Marcus Stroman got the win, his 13th of the year, and Antonio Senzatella got the loss. The Brewers and Pirates played each other. 6-1 the final score of this game. The Pirates came out on top. This was an NL Central matchup. The Pirates also had hit the Brewers 8-5. Trevor Williams got the win, his 6th of the year, and Eric Lauer got the loss. The difference maker in this game was the fact that the Pirates scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning, or else this would have been a much closer game. The Orioles and Reds played each other in an interleague game. 10-9 was the final score of this game. The Orioles won, though the Reds out-hit the Orioles 11-9. There were a few innings where each team broke out offensively. The Reds scored 3 in the 3rd, 2 in the 6th, and 3 in the 9th inning. The Orioles' breakout innings were in the 6th and 9th innings. They scored 4 in each of those innings, and it was an offensive showing in that final inning. The Orioles put up some much-needed insurance. They scored 4 in that top of the ninth compared to the Reds scoring 3. And because the Orioles scored so many in the top of the ninth, the Reds could not come back to at least tie the game, and they ended up losing. Richard Blear got the win, Jordan Schaefer got the loss, and Michael Givens now has 32 saves on the season. The Giants and Cubs played each other. This game took an extra inning to complete, but the Giants got the win. 9-8 was the final. Each team had 12 hits in this game, and the Cubs even had a breakout inning on offense. They scored 6 in the bottom of the 6th inning, but they could not win this game. Sean Anderson got the win, Craig Kimbrell got the loss, and Tony Watson is now at 31 saves on the season. The Phillies and Cardinals played each other. The Cards won 7-3. The final score, the Cardinals also had hit the Phillies 10-8. The Cardinals had some easy early offensive innings. There weren't too many runs put up, 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, and 1 in the 5th, but they had the lead after the 5th inning. It was 3-2. The Phillies tied it up in the 6th at 3-3. But then in the 8th inning, that's when the Cardinals broke out. They scored 4 in the bottom of the 8th inning, which allowed them to take and keep the lead. Jordan Hicks got the win, his 2nd of the year, and Nick Pivetta got the loss. The Dodgers and Diamondbacks played each other. This is an NL Western matchup. 11-8 was the final score. This one, the Diamondbacks came out on top, and this was a unique game. Rarely do you see a team get more runs than hits in a game. What makes this one unique is the fact that both teams had more runs on the board than hits in this game. The Dodgers, 8 runs on 7 hits. The Diamondbacks, 11 runs on 8 hits. Quite unique. An interesting offensive showing from both teams, but a lot of runs scored. 19 between the two. The Diamondbacks won this game by 3. Alex Young got the win, Blake Trinan got the loss on the mound, and Archie Bradley earned his 28th save of the season. And the Mariners and Padres played each other. 2 teams from a Western division, one from the American League, one from the National League. The Padres won this game 2-1 the final score. Not too many runs put up, but good pitching performance from both teams. The Mariners scored right in the 1st inning. They took a 1-0 lead. There was seldom offense after that point, but the Padres scored their first run in the 7th and then took the lead in the 8th inning, a lead that they did not give up. Jose Castillo got the win, Austin Adams got the loss, and Kirby Yates is up to 46 saves now on the season. Let's take a look at standings. Starting in the American League East, the New York Yankees are 79-59. They won today. They still lead the division, though they've lost 7 of their last 10 games. The Blue Jays still keeping pace for the division lead. The Blue Jays right now are 77-63. They're 3 games back. They've won 2 games in a row. The Rays are 72-66, 7 games back of first. They have a division elimination number of 18. And the Red Sox are 71-68. They're 8.5 games back in first, and they have a division elimination number of 16. In the American League Central, the Twins are 89-50. They still lead the division, though they've lost 7 of their last 10 games. The Indians are 78-60. They're 11.5 games back in first. They have a division elimination number of 13, and the White Sox are 77-61. They're 12 games back. They also have a division elimination number of 13. In the American League West, the Athletics have an 81-57 record. They've lost their last 3 games, though they still lead this division. The Astros still have a chance to come back and win the division. The Astros are 78-60. They're 2.5 games back of first place. They've also won 7 of their last 10 games. The Angels are 65-74. They're 16 games back. They have a division elimination number of 8. And the Rangers are 61-77, 19.5 games back of first. They have a division elimination number of 5. Here are the wildcard standings in the American League. Right now, the Astros and the Indians each tied with 78-60 records. They're tied for the top wildcard spot. The White Sox are 77-61. They're a half game back of both the Indians and the Astros. The Blue Jays are 1.5 games back. They have a 77-63 record. The Rays are 72-66, 5.5 games back of a wildcard spot. They're on a 3-game losing streak. The Red Sox 7 games out, 71-68. They have a playoff elimination number of 17. And also prevalent to mention that the Rays have a playoff elimination number of 19. Every other team in the American League has a winning percentage under 500 and is at least 13 games back of a wildcard spot. The Angels have a playoff elimination number of 11, the Rangers 8, the Tigers 7, and the Mariners have a playoff elimination number of 3. In the National League East, the Braves lead with a 79-59 record. They won today. The Marlins also won today, so the Marlins keeping pace for the division lead. The Marlins are 78-61, 1.5 games back of first place. The Nationals 77-62, 2.5 games back of first place. They lost today. The Phillies are 67-71, 12 games back of first. They have a division elimination number of 13, and they're in the middle of a 5-game losing streak. And the Mets are 62-76. They're 17 games back at first. They have a division elimination number of 8, though they've won their last 2 games. In In the National League Central, the Cardinals still lead. They're one away from 80. They've won 2 in a row. They're 79 and 59 overall. The Cubs falling further behind. They've lost 2 in a row. They're 71 and 68, 8.5 games back of first. They have a division elimination number of 16. And the Brewers are 64 and 74, 15 games back. They have a division elimination number of 10. And then you have the Reds, who are 55 and 84 overall, 24.5 games back of first place, but it doesn't matter because they're on a 4-game losing streak. They've lost 8 of their last 10, and as of today, they are mathematically eliminated from winning the National League Central this year. In the National League West, the Dodgers are on a 7-game losing streak. They've lost the right to say they have the best record in Major League Baseball. They now have the second best record in Major League Baseball and the best record in the National League still. They're 88 and 52 overall. The Padres are 75 and 63. They're 12 games back. The Padres are on a 5-game winning streak, so they've cut heavily into the Dodgers' lead for the division. However, the Dodgers' lead was so big that the Dodgers had enough insurance to keep the lead and still by a hefty margin, 12 games. The Diamondbacks are in third place. They're 73 and 66, 14.5 games back of first, and they have a division elimination number of 9. And here are the wildcard standings in the National League. The Marlins are 78 and 61. They have the top wildcard spot. The Nationals are back a game with a 77 and 62 record. Padres still hanging around, and they have been hot recently. They've won 5 in a row, 7 of their last 10. They're 75 and 63, 1.5 games back of that second wildcard spot. The Diamondbacks are 73 and 66, 4 games back of that second wildcard spot. They've won 2 in a row. The Cubs have lost 2 in a row. They're still behind, 71 and 68 is their record. They're 6 games back. The Phillies have fallen out as well. They've lost 5 games in a row. They're well below 500 now, 67 and 71, 9.5 games back of that second wildcard spot. Their playoff elimination number is 15. Every other team in the National League has a winning percentage under 500 and is at least 12.5 games back of that second wildcard spot. Right now, the Brewers have a playoff elimination number of 12. The Mets have a playoff elimination number of 10. The Rockies 7, and the Reds have a playoff elimination number of 2. And let's take a look at league leaders, starting with batting average leaders in the American League. JD Martinez at the top of the 346. Miguel Cabrera, second highest total at a 333, and Francisco Lindor, the third highest at a 325. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. leads with a 344. Nolan Arenado, the next highest at a 335, and Paul Goldschmidt, the third highest at a 326. Hits leaders in the American League, JD Martinez has the most, 194. Miguel Andujar, the next highest at 178, and Miguel Cabrera, the third highest total at 174. In the National League, Jonathan Villar leads with 187. Ronald Acuna Jr., the next highest total at 178, and Nolan Arenado, the third highest at 172. At bat leaders in the American League, JD Martinez has the most, 560, and in the National League, Jonathan Villar has the most, 578. Doubles leaders in the American League, Anthony Rendon has the most, 46. Jose Abreu, the next most at 44, and Miguel Andujar, the third most at 40. In the National League, Jonathan Villar has the most, 55. Christian Yelich, the second most with 40, and Ronald Acuna Jr. rounds out the top 3 with 39. Triples leaders in the American League, Alberto Mondesi has the most. He has 8. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. and Adam Eaton each have the second most. They're both at 7. In the National League, Jonathan Villar leads with 13. Victor Robles and Andrew McCutchen tied for the second most, and they're both at 8. Home run leaders in the American League, Justin Upton has the most with 46. Yohan Moncada, the second most with 41, and Chris Davis, the third most with 40. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. is still at 49. He has the most. Paul Goldschmidt 5 behind him with 44. And Eugenio Suarez has the third most. He has 38. RBI leaders in the American League, Chris Davis has the most, 111. Nelson Cruz and Franmil Reyes knotted up. They each have 105. In the National League, Paul Goldschmidt leads with 114. Eugenio Suarez, the second most, with 104. And Ronald Acuna Jr., the third most, with 103. Run scored leaders in the American League, JD Martinez has the most, 103. Rafael Devers and Xander Bogaerts each have the second most. They're both at 102. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. has the most, 111. Paul Goldschmidt, the next most, with 101. Marcus Semien and Trey Turner tied for the third most. They both have 97. Stolen base leaders in the American League, Malik Smith has 36. Alberto Mondesi, the next most, with 29. Jose Altuve, Whit Merrifield, and D. Gordon each have the third most. They're all at 26. In the National League, Starling Marte leads with 47. 3 behind him, Trey Turner, who has 44. And Jonathan Villar rounds at the top 3. He has 37. Walks leaders in the American League, Shin-Soo Choo has the most, 81. And in the National League, Paul Goldschmidt has the most. He has 96. On-base percentage leaders in the American League, JD Martinez has an on-base percentage of 414, 1 point behind him. Miguel Cabrera, who has a 413, and Josh Donaldson, 1 point behind Cabrera. He has a 412. In the National League, Paul Goldschmidt leads with a 436, 10 points behind him. Ronald Acuna Jr., who has a 426, and Christian Yelich has the third highest at a 422. Slugging percentage leaders in the American League, Yohan Moncada has the highest at 643. Justin Upton, the second highest at a 635, and J.D. Martinez, the third highest at a 618. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. has the highest at a 726. Paul Goldschmidt, the next highest at a 662, and Christian Yelich, the third highest at a 644. On-base percentage plus slugging percentage leaders in the American League, J.D. Martinez has the highest, 1.032. Yohan Moncada, the next highest at a 1.029, and Justin Upton, the third highest at a 1.023. And in the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. has the highest at a 1.152. Paul Goldschmidt, the second highest at a 1.098. And Christian Yelich runs at the top three with a 1.066. Moving on to pitcher leaderboards, starting with wins leaders in the American League, Lucas Giolito has the most, 16. Zach Greinke, Jordan Montgomery, Hyunjin Ryu, and Jake Odorizzi each have the second most. They're all at 14. In the National League, Walker Buehler leads with 17. Steven Strasburg has 15, and there are three tied with the third most. Madison Bumgarner, Yu Darvish, and Marcus Stroman are all at 13 wins. Losses leaders in the American League, Sean Manaea has the least amount among pitchers to qualify. He has 3. And in the National League, Walker Buehler has the least amount among pitchers to qualify. He has 2. Saves leaders in the American League, Brad Hand has the most, 42. Liam Hendricks and Hansel Robles tied with the second most. They each have 41. In the National League, Kirby Yates at the top. He has 46 saves. Will Smith the next most. He has 45. Giovanni Gallegos and Kenley Jansen each tied with the third most. They both have 44. ERA leaders in the American League, Kenta Maeda has the lowest at a 2.49, Sean Manaea the next lowest at a 2.83, and Hyunjin Ryu the third lowest at a 3.03. In the National League, Walker Buehler back over 2, he's at a 2.08, still the least, or the lowest among all of baseball. Marcus Stroman the second lowest ERA at a 2.26, and Carlos Martinez the third lowest at a 2.47. Home runs allowed among American League pitchers, Kenta Maeda has the least amount among pitchers to qualify. He's allowed 9. And in the National League, Carlos Martinez has the least amount among pitchers to qualify. He's allowed 10. Shutout leaders in the American League, Masahiro Tanaka has thrown 5, and Garrett Cole has thrown 3. In the National League, Jacob deGrom leads with 5, and Zach Wheeler has thrown 3. Strikeout leaders in the American League, Garrett Cole has 227, Lucas Giolito has 210, and Jake Odorizzi third most at 193. In the National League, Steven Strasburg has 235, Jacob deGrom has 208, and Robbie Ray and Max Scherzer are tied with the third most. They both have 203. Complete games thrown among American League pitchers, Masahiro Tanaka's thrown 5, and Garrett Cole's thrown 3. They're the top 2. And in the National League, Jacob deGrom's thrown 5, Zach Wheeler's thrown 4, and Aaron Nola has thrown 3. Innings pitched leaders in the American League, Hyunjin Ryu has the most, 193 and a third innings recorded. And in the National League, Steven Strasburg leads with 191 and a third innings pitched. Walks allowed among American League pitchers, Jordan Zimmerman has the least amount among pitchers to qualify. He's allowed 35. And in the National League, Brett Anderson has the least amount among pitchers to qualify. He's allowed 35. Whip leaders in the American League, Sean Manaea has the lowest at a 104. Hyunjin Ryu the next lowest at a 109. And Masahiro Tanaka the third lowest at a 110. In the National League, Pablo Lopez has the lowest at a 106, slightly higher than his, but Kershaw still at a 106. He's second best. Again, slightly higher than Lopez's, and Jacob deGrom has the third lowest at a 108. Pitching war leaders in the American League, Jake Odorizzi has a 4.2, slightly lower than his. Masahiro Tanaka, who's also at a 4.2, and Kenta Maeda rounds out the top 3 with a 4.1. In the National League, Jacob deGrom leads with a 4.6. Closely behind him, Walker Buehler is at a 4.5, and Steven Strasburg third best with a 4.3. And batting war leaders in the American League, Yohan Moncada has an 8.3 WAR. Alex Bregman has a 7.4, as is Yasmani Grandal, but he's slightly lower than Bregman's. Grandal third best on this leaderboard. And in the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. has an 8.8. Slightly below him, Marcus Semien, who's also at an 8.8. And Nolan Arenado rounds off the top 3 with an 8.1. These have been your game recaps, standing updates, and league leaders from Tuesday, September the 1st, 2020. I'm Nicholas Callis. You've been watching Major League Baseball's virtual network.